Why is everyone struggling financially? To name a few, 1 in 3 Canadian, 69% Indian households, and 50% of the Americans are living in financially stressed households. This is a serious global problem that we've been facing over the last decade, and it is all due to consumerism. In this video, I'm going to explain the factors that are causing it, how this affects you, and the tips that I have used over the years to counter or break out of this trap. There has been an explosion in consumerism over the last decade. We are constantly bombarded with ads on our cell phones, on our TVs, or on our laptops for an item that we may have looked up or searched on Google, or an item that we might have intended to buy in the past but did not complete the action on. This can either be through any of the websites, through Amazon, or through Google. While they make it seem that they are reminding you that you need to buy this item, however, the whole point of this is to hook you in and to make you subscribe to any of their services. While some of these services are good in terms of subscriptions, however, many of them are not. The whole point of those is to get you in as a subscriber and to charge you and milk you until they can. Furthermore, they make it very easy for you to subscribe, but when it comes to the time of unsubscribing or deactivating, they make it either very difficult for you, which takes you hours to find on their website, or they make you feel guilty about leaving their services by telling you that you might end up losing some of these perks and rewards that you've collected so far, which makes you indecisive and sometimes forces you to continue staying with them for longer. I'm currently facing this kind of a problem with LinkedIn, wherein a friend shared a link which allowed me 2 months of free access to the LinkedIn Premium. However, when I clicked on it, it only allows you a month worth of access. Now, when I want to deactivate the services such that they don't start charging me for the next month, whenever I try to look for it on their website, the option to deactivate it at the end of the free trial just does not exist. The only option that I see available is to stop my free trial, which means they're not going to give me the opportunity to continue going with that. Plus, they're also going to stop my free trial right then and there. All of these gimmicks that the companies use to play around with your mind creates a long-term psychological impact on you. With the biggest one is FOMO, that leads you to spend more. Through their marketing gimmicks, they make you feel very guilty for not being a part of the trend. Added to this are the societal pressures in which if you're not a part of it, you're deemed to be not cool as compared to everybody out there. Furthermore, they also manipulate you by roping you in through offering services at a much cheaper price until they gain a substantial market share and decide to jack the prices up when they know that you're not gonna go anywhere and you're completely hooked to their platform. Consider an example of Netflix. They started with the basic tier only to add the standard and the premium tier for bigger families. Now, this may not apply for all of the families, but if you belong to a family wherein every member of your family wants to watch Netflix at the same time and they watch separately and they watch different shows, it is only for them that it will help you save a lot of money in that aspect than going for separate Netflix accounts for everyone. However, for a family that watches the same show together at the same point of time, having this kind of an aspect means you are paying more for those services. Also, remember the whole marketing gimmick when Netflix is for everyone and the password is supposed to be shared, only for them to strip it down to one household over the last 2 years. This is exactly how they rope you in. All of this locks you up in a constant cycle of spending, wherein many people utilize their credit cards to pay for all of these services. Everything is automated on the back end and you are charged an amount on a set given date. You don't have to do anything, which is all well and good. However, only until you get to a stage where you have to pay your credit card bill. Failure to do so means that you will be hit with some of the highest of the interest rates you've ever seen, amounting from 19 to 21%. These rates have the potential to completely bankrupt you or get you stuck into a debt cycle for a long time. And all of these aren't just it. There are hidden costs to consumerism, which are added services on top of whatever you buy, such as maintenance and upkeep, and my personal favorite is insurance. Let's take, for example, an iPhone and Apple Care. Sure, Apple Care will give you a new phone if you happen to break or damage your phone, but all of these kinds of costs add up onto the existing cost. Furthermore, if you want to get onto a flexible monthly payment plan, the amounts are usually higher as opposed to you paying upfront for 1 or 2 year term. Although this does look like a discount in the beginning, but you eventually end up paying a lot more than what you would have if you were on the flexible plan, as you have now lost the flexibility to cancel it at any time you want to. And then there's shrinkflation, wherein a product that was previously available with 1 liter type of a quantity is now sneakily shrunk down to 900 ml while the price is still kept constant. So you're paying the same amount of money, but you're getting less amount of quantity. Prices, on the other hand, continue rising every year with inflation, and this coupled with shrinkflation means that you end up paying a lot more for a reduced amount of quantity than what you could have previously gotten. Over the 5 to 10 year period, you'll end up paying over 10 to 30% more for the same product, but will get 30 to 50% of the less quantity going forward. To add on top of these problems, the wage growth has either been at inflation or has been just above inflation. This has particularly created a problem across several segments. One of the most hot topic currently is with wages versus the housing market. As compared to how it was during the boomer ages, the boomers were very well off when it came to wages as well as buying a house, because the gap between their wages and the housing cost was a lot lower. Fast forward to today, millennials and Gen Zs are completely rooted out of the market and don't even think that they'll be able to afford a house. And if they can, they'll be stuck forever on the debt cycle, during which they'll only be repaying the house for 25 to 30 years to more than that in some instances. Furthermore, you have people who strongly believe and celebrate raising minimum wages. Now, with raising minimum wages, it is good for the people who work minimum wage job, who get a little bit of more money. However, that doesn't mean that somebody who is not working a minimum wage job now suddenly gets a bump. Their salary stays at the same level. However, the employers, when they see that they have to pay more to these workers, they won't suddenly dip into their own revenues in order to pay them. But all of these increased costs will be passed down to the consumers, which means now you have a lot less power to buy products because they are more expensive than what your wages have caught up to that stage. Which means that you have a lot less or reduced buying power as compared to what you had previously. What I have done very well and consistently do so even now is that I set appointments for myself in the calendar. I keep a track of which of my subscriptions are about to expire or which of the trial versions are about to expire and that I do not want to extend them. I set a calendar appointment for every day for 14 days before the actual expiry date. My calendar continues reminding me every day that I need to unsubscribe or I need to cancel this subscription. Now, while I have been doing this for a very long time and I do these things in my head, they're not always possible for beginners or intermediate ones to do. So the easier that you can do this is by writing all of this down on a piece of paper. Budgeting is boring and time consuming, but what you can actually do is you can start tracking all of the subscriptions that you pay for and have a monthly estimate of how much money you're paying out to these subscription services. On a piece of paper, put down two sections. One is needs, the other one is wants. In the needs, you write down the items that are absolutely essential for you to survive. In the wants are more superficial items which are more luxurious and you can live without them. Write all of the items that you're spending money on right now and rate it from 1 to 5 based on how important it is for you to have this every single day of your life. And also, what is the usage of all of these items? Are some of these items being used frequently? Are some of these items only being used once a month? Once you have all of these scores from 1 to 5, eliminate all of the ones that are ranging from 1 to 3. What this will do is this will put more money in your pocket, the money which you can use to learn and grow your skill set, which will help you get paid more in your current job in itself, or which will allow you the opportunities to switch your job and get paid a lot more. This video will help you build wealth and change your life going forward. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time.